When you know your divine soul's vibrational yes, you have the key to all of the answers to any questions you'll ever have. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video, how to hear your divine soul's vibrational yes. Now you need to keep in mind two things that you already know. Divine light is made up of an infinite intelligence that knows all things, an omniscient wisdom that knows how to manage all things, and an omnipotent, unconditional love that can create and transform all things. There's only one divine light, but there are an infinite number of vibrations to it. Now, some of them are physical, while others are not yet manifested. All of them contain a certain conscious awareness. Now, your divine soul, the part of you that's consciously aware of being divine light, is also consciously aware of all aspects of it. That means she's got access to any and all information you'd ever want, and she's been guiding you all along, waiting to be heard. Now, the wonderful thing about your divine soul is that if your ego intellect has a hard time grasping the information that you want her to tell you, she'll get the message to you in a way that you can understand. We'll talk about that more in the next video. But first things first, you want to be familiar with her yes vibration. Without that, well, it makes it hard to confirm if your understanding was on the money or slightly left of center. And that makes all the difference in the world. It's like the difference between taking a hard or soft right turn at a five-way intersection. It might not seem like much at first, but those two roads end up taking you to two totally different destinations. So it's in your best interest if you have a means of confirming if you got the direction right. And that's why you want to learn the basic yes vibration. Now, up until now in this video series, you've been learning to pay attention to the sensations and vibrations you feel while doing the basic activation of Divine Light Vibrations meditation. If you've been consistently doing the meditation along with the exercises in the Spiritual Transformation e-journal that you got when you signed up for Good Stuff updates, you've grown in your ability to let your past conditioning be transformed into illumination. Your ego intellect has become more flexible, and you now have a base of experience that will help you recognize your divine soul's vibrational yes and no. That's the first step to learning a language and opening up a two-way dialogue. Now, if you've ever learned a foreign language, yes and no are usually the first two words they teach. But even a simple yes can have a variety of meanings and degrees attached to it. You can have a matter-of-fact yes, an enthusiastic yes. There's the, oh yes, she finally got it. A victory yes. A conditional yes that says almost or maybe. And then there's the, you hit the bullseye, yes, yes, you got goosebumps all over, yes. Get it? Your divine soul's vibrational yes is also going to have degrees of inflection to it. So let me break this down into black and white, and then we'll add some colors of communication. Your divine soul's no will have a sense of non-movement or even a slight contraction or a repulsion if it's really strong. A yes will have a sense of expansion. So will any of our vibrational communications, and they'll always be particular to you. Now, I can tell you where you'll eventually sense your yes coming from, but I can't tell you where it'll be right now because each person's different. And you're not sitting in a divine soul session with me, so I can't feel it directly and guide you to sensing it yourself. But I can tell you that it all depends on where you are in the 3 stages of a spiritual awakening. We talked about that in video 6. When you're in stage 3, full of freedom in the light, and you're fully and consciously in communication with your divine soul, her yes vibration will come from deep in the lower trunk of your body. It'll rise up and it'll move outwards. Its exact starting point, timbre, depth, and strength all varies depending upon what's being communicated. The deeper you go into your divine soul awareness, the richer the information it'll contain. That's where you're headed. Now, do you know what stage you're in now? One of the exercises for video 6 helped you to determine that. Now, stage 1, fighting the light, means that your divine soul has to speak through a bunch of white noise. It's like talking on a cell phone where the connection has a lot of static, and that's okay. If you try, you can still get the gist of the message. In stage 1, where your ego intellect wants to be in control at all costs, it might want to totally deny that speaking with your divine soul is even possible. Your divine soul would know this so that you could feel a yes vibration anywhere in your body. I had one client when she was first starting whose ego intellect was so attached to what it thought it knew, it refused to feel the yes vibration in the trunk of her body. Again, that's okay. Her divine soul, with infinite patience, guided her to feel the yes as a flush of heat in her hand. Now, to relate this in human language, it's like her divine soul's yes was a head nod. When my client had released enough of her past condition for transformation into illumination, and the airways of her perception were clear enough, she began to feel her divine soul's yes from the trunk of her body. So again, be patient and loving with yourself. Let your curiosity guide you, and your divine soul will do the rest. Now, if you're in stage 2 of finding the light, it makes it a whole lot easier on your divine soul. Since your curiosity is truly seeking to know, the terrain is more fertile. In general, the deeper you are in your divine soul awareness, the deeper you'll feel the basic yes vibration. Now, this is super important. Don't try to push it. The more relaxed and curious you are, the easier it goes, okay? So let's put this into practical application. How do you start? Well, you're going to go about learning her yes very much like you would learn any language. You ask the teacher to teach you. And in this case, your teacher is your divine soul. So, do the basic activation of Divine Light Vibrations meditation. Once it's completed, release any and everything that's getting in the way of you clearly hearing and understanding your divine soul's voice. Now, do this no matter what stage you're in, 1, 2, or 3. Don't skip that step of releasing. I still do it every time I'm in meditation. Remember how I said your spiritual transformation is never ending? Well, I meant it. Now, if you don't know what might be blocking you, don't worry about it. Your divine soul knows, and so does the infinite intelligence, omniscient wisdom, and omnipotent unconditional love of divine light. So just ask for it to be transformed into illumination, and then let divine light vibrations do the work. By now, you know how to recognize the sense of expansion that tells you a transformation is in process. When it's finished its course, go on to the next step. Next, place your attention on your solar plexus and say your divine soul's name. Now, this will help your ego intellect relax into the process because it creates that sense of intimacy and it helps you focus. You discovered your divine soul's name through an exercise in video 3. If you skip that, keep going anyway. For right now, you can always ask for her name later. And then ask your divine soul, show me what a yes feels like, and pay attention. Look first for an expansion of some sort that comes from somewhere in the trunk of your body. If you don't feel it, then ask again and pay attention to any expansion that you feel. Maybe your divine soul's beginning yes will be like the client I told you about, and you'll feel it somewhere else. Just be open and receptive to the best of your ability. Now, to confirm what you felt, ask, will you show me a bigger yes? If it's the same but bigger or clearer to you, that's your divine soul's basic yes vibration, at least for now. That'll evolve as you evolve, but this is your starting point. Okay, now let's double check it by asking your divine soul a yes or no question that your ego intellect already knows the answer to. The yes should feel more or less the same. Now, make it a no-brainer question. For example, I might say, is the name Glenn written on my birth certificate? Yes or no? Now, obviously, I'm going to feel a yes expansion. If you have trouble discerning, you can always pose the question as a statement. The name Glenn is on my birth certificate. Now, it's a good idea to get into the habit of asking a control question, which would be just the opposite. For example, is the name Esmeralda on my birth certificate? Well, for sure, I'd feel no movement at all, which is a no. Now, from there, you can start learning the degrees of yes. And eventually you'll come to understand that each yes is also filled with information. Practice brings knowledge, and it won't be long until you become fluent in your divine soul's language. Now, I'll give you some pointers on having a conversation with your divine soul in the next video. But for now, take it into meditation and discover your divine soul's basic yes vibration. Play with it. Test it out. Ask a bunch of no-brainer questions until you feel confident that you got it right. Keep releasing any past conditioning that's getting in the way of you fully understanding your divine soul's vibrational communication. And as always, keeping notes in your spiritual transformation e-journal is a really good idea. It'll shorten your learning curve by light years. And be sure to share your insights in the comments below. Your sharing not only shines your light, it helps others to understand on deeper levels too.